I'm Emily Mashak, and you are listening to Tuned Into NoCo, the show that lets you know what matters in NoCo. I'm sitting down with Craig Secher, the president of Realities for Children, to get an update on Townsquare Media Cares Blue Christmas, which is our campaign to help with Realities for Children's Night Lights fundraiser. So thank you for coming in today, Craig.
Thanks for all your help and getting the word out and for having me here today.
Yeah, of course. Now, in your own words, for those who are unaware, would you just be able to give a quick synopsis of what Night Lights is?
Of Night Lights? Absolutely. It's our largest community outreach and fundraiser for emergency services for the unmet needs of children in northern Colorado that have been abused, neglected, abandoned, or at risk. So it really is about people being able to sponsor a light on the Night Lights tree and really bring light into the darkness of child abuse, as we say, but it really is bringing that sense of hope to a child and letting them know that there's people out in the community that care for them, especially over a very difficult time of year, the holiday season, and when the need is very great.
And people can sponsor a nightlight. How does that work, and how would they go about that?
Absolutely, and this has been such a blessing as far as how you've been helping us get the word out to everybody. The Night Lights tree is down on the corner of Mulberry and College. People can go by and see that every night. We can talk about the shows and the new tree and everything. But what we're asking people to do is to help us reach further into that darkness by giving a nightlight to a child. So they can just visit giveanightlight.com or even just go to realitiesforchildren.com and click on the Night Lights link there. But go there and you can make a donation. Every person that, for a $100 donation sponsors one light on the Night Lights tree. And we encourage people at any donor ability or level to get involved because it's kind of our entire community coming together that we can really bring light to the issues of child abuse in our community.
Can you tell me more about the sponsorships versus donations? Do you have to have a certain amount to become a sponsor?
No, so our donations really, we kind of set a nightlight as a $100 donation. Mm-hmm. So when we say sponsorship, that's kind of sponsoring a light in your name or in your family's name or whatever, but it's just a straight donation. What's beautiful with all of our gifts is that 100% of that donation goes directly to our children. We are blessed to have about 260 businesses locally that underwrite all the administrative costs of the charity, so that when you make a donation, all of that goes directly to our kids. So yes, you can, if you want to make a contribution at any level, we see gifts of small gifts that come in, and we know people that do bake sales and do little things to raise money. But the goal is one light is $100. We can go to what we call our star sponsors at $1,000. And then we have our champions for children, and these are people that either donate or raise over $3,000. And really, that's kind of a neat program. I'd encourage people to check it out. Becoming a champion for children doesn't mean you're contributing that much money if you're not able to. What it means is being able to reach out to everybody you know and say, maybe I can find 30 people that would sponsor a light on the Night Lights tree. And for everyone who does the raises $3,000, we have our Guardian Angel that is presented by Rickard Design. We do that at our spring gala and recognizing all of our champions for children over the Night Lights campaign. And anyone that is able to raise $1,000 or donate $1,000 will actually be getting a custom fleece blanket that's our 25th anniversary blanket. That'll be a gift to say thank you for helping us to reach further this holiday season and into the new year.
That is absolutely fantastic. The tree is gorgeous. I love it every time I drive by. Can you tell us how the campaign is going so far? We're about halfway through December.
We are. We're just getting our stride right now. As you know, the event was just a couple of weeks ago as far as the lighting of the tree on December 1st. And as of today, we are over a little over $108,000 that has been raised at one nightlight at a time in our community. And this is our big push as we're getting down to these last couple of weeks in the season to really help get everybody out there and encourage everybody, if they haven't already, to give a nightlight today. And if they have, they're welcome to do it again.
Yeah, won't say no there.
Exactly.
How have you seen this fundraiser impact Realities for Children in years past?
Well, a big part of what we are working to do is to educate community. So the goal is that by getting this light out into the darkness of child abuse, having the 50-foot tall night lights tree that people can enjoy through the month of December, and inviting people to get involved through their contributions and donations, it just brings so much more awareness, not just to our organization and the impact that we're able to have and the number of children we're able to reach, but a greater awareness about all the issues of child abuse and that what we're facing here in our community. Larimer County alone fields, I think last year was 6,704 new reports of child abuse. We have real issues of domestic violence, abandonment, physical and sexual assault. And our goal is to bring awareness not just of those issues, but of the ways people can get involved. We partner with 38 other local nonprofit organizations that work with this population, all listed on our website so people can learn about the great work that each of these nonprofits are doing. and are benefiting from this outreach. So a big part of it's community awareness, but another big part of it is, of course, if more people are aware of the need to get involved, how important that is, the further we can reach. And we've been doing that every year. Well, last year we were able to provide for a little over 11,000 children through our direct services of emergency funding, item distributions, and youth activities throughout the year.
Wow. Well, we here at Townsquare are so glad that we're able to be a part of this. But I know you also have a lot of other things going on during the holidays and into the new year. So can you tell me more about those programs and what they do?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking. We serve so many children this time of year. It's a very difficult time of year for a lot of our children that are in placement or in out-of-home placement. So we have a lot of programs that are really designed to assist and support and be there and let these kids feel loved over the holidays. So in addition to the Nightlights campaign that's running through the month of December, we've had several drives that go on. We have our Bikes for Tykes distribution every year. And I'm excited to say we'll have one of our larger distributions. We're anticipating distributing bikes this year thanks to the generous donors in our community. We have new bikes and used bikes that have been refurbished by all of our bike shop partners. And we will intend to be giving away nearly 400 bicycles and new helmets to our children. That brings a lot of smiles during a difficult time in a child's life. So that's pretty exciting.
That's so awesome. I love that.
Additionally, we have our Santa's Workshop. We've had 86 locations across the community collecting toys this past month. All of those will be coming in on Monday. So anyone that wants to possibly still donate a toy can go to realitysforchildren.com, and there's a link to all the locations you can drop off a new toy. And we'll be distributing all those at our Santa's Workshop in the coming week as well. And we just finished our tree distribution. We have a lot of donors that get involved to make sure our children in placements that don't have a tree for Christmas, not only have a tree, but have a fully decorated tree and can bring some of those smiles. So we focus a lot on bringing joy and smiles in the holidays during these difficult times. So those are kind of some of our big programs: the tree distribution, Santa's Workshop toy collection and distribution, and our Bikes for Tykes that are going on right now as well.
I can't even imagine how happy these children must be when they get these awesome gifts.
You know, they really don't have that expectation, and they're struggling with so much as far as just a day-to-day survival, thinking about where am I going to live tomorrow, where am I going to go to school tomorrow, who's going to be my friend tomorrow, am I going to be reunited? There's some very real challenges, and of course, just dealing with the recovery and healing from abuse and neglect and abandonment is really rough. And so to be able to bring in some of this joy, it's not just letting them know that they're not alone and there's people that care, but it really is therapeutic. And so, yeah, I do enjoy this. We still, of course, are dealing with our emergency services every day, and this time of year we see a huge increase in emergency needs. So it's a nice balance to be able to be there for the emergency services of abuse and neglect and abandonment, and then be able to provide these programs that bring smiles and really brings a community together to help our children.
Can you tell me more about those emergency services and why they increase more this time of year?
Yeah, that's the why is a great question. I have theories on that. We serve a lot of kids year round. Last year, 2,417 emergency services children provided emergency services to. So we average 6 to 7 emergency service grants a day, 7 days a week, every day of the year. But over the holidays, we do see our most. I think I was sharing with you earlier, we had 89 emergency grants go out in the last 7 days that we were providing for kids. So we definitely see this time of year when our partner agencies have more needs, may not have the same resources that they normally have available. But also, I think there's a lot of exacerbating factors over the holiday for domestic violence and abuse that heighten those needs. And then lastly, of course, a lot of our children that are in placement already, this is a time where you hear a lot of talk about family, and there's just a lot of confusion. And so even children that are in a safe place really struggle emotionally and psychologically with the separation and what they've been through this past year when it comes to abuse and domestic violence. So there's just a lot of reasons, and what we want to be there for is to make sure that we're that safety net. And through people giving a nightlight, that's a big part of what we can do over the holidays to reach so many children that we intend to serve, and to let them know that there's a community that's involved.
It's wonderful to hear about all of the things that you've done so far in 2019. What can we expect for 2020? What's coming with Realities for Children? Well,
I'm going to keep on encouraging everybody to go to giveanightlight.com, because that is what helps us do it. This final campaign and what we can do on the Nightlights giving really helps to predicate how much we can reach in service in 2020. So giveanightlight.com, go there, give a nightlight, tell your friends, become a champion, ask everybody to make a donation, because that does help us reach further. And I'm excited to say my board has We have an amazing board of directors. They have allowed for a few more agencies to come onto our support base. We will be serving and partnering with 40 different nonprofit agencies in Northern Colorado that work with at-risk children, and really creating this great continuum of service where we work together collaboratively and we can achieve our mission to see that no child is forgotten. What's exciting about 2020, I think, in addition to our goals to reach further, is that it will be celebrating our 25th anniversary of service in Larimer County. So it's our 25 years of hope and healing in this community. We'll be celebrating that. And our goal in celebrating that is not just honoring all the youth that have come through and been successful in this past 25 years, but really being able to reach that much further, not just in direct services, but in community awareness and opportunities for people to get involved.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the anniversary.
Yeah,
that is amazing. I know this is going to be hard to pinpoint, but out of all the years you've been working there, especially with all of these holiday donations, getting toys to these kids, do you have any specific stories of how you saw this toy really change the holiday season or even just the day for one of these children?
Oh, I have hundreds of stories over the years, and I think that's the thing. I get to balance the darker side of the emergency services with the positive. But I've seen, I saw a little boy a few years ago. He was coming into his Bikes for Tykes. He came in. He was just dressed from head to toe in Spider-Man outfit, and he walked in, and he'd been waiting in line to come in and get his bike, and walked in, and wouldn't you know, the exact size right in front of him was a Spider-Man bicycle waiting for him. And the look on his face, I think I'll never forget that, just because it was such a joyful piece. But I think he didn't come in with an expectation of that. But the stories go on and on. We're able to provide these birthday parties for our children, and for some of these kids, they've never had a birthday party. For some of our kids, they've never had a Christmas tree or had gifts around that tree. So to be able to do that, there's so many wonderful stories, and doing it as long as we have, I think that's even the most powerful piece, because working 25 years in service here, we have children that we began working with when they were 3 years old that are now 28, have children of their own, have their own family, or 10-year-olds that are now in their 30s that are now business people, are getting involved, volunteering, donating, because they understand how important it is. So I would say that the family that's grown of these children that have grown up with Realities for Children and been part of our family continue to be involved, and that's probably some of the greatest joy. Seeing those moments that light goes off and they realize there's someone out there that cares for them, knowing that they're not alone. That's a big moment. But being able to be there not just for that moment, but for the entire healing process that they're going through, being there as we're helping to break that cycle and giving them the opportunity for a better tomorrow. And then being able to celebrate that with them as young adults, even as they emancipate and go out on their own. I think those are probably some of the most powerful things over the course of the last 25 years of service, because that's ultimately our goal, not just providing emergency services, not just the healing process, but breaking the cycle and seeing these kids, seeing the next generation never know the horrors of child abuse and the atrocities of abandonment and neglect. That's probably the crown jewel in what we do, is really being able to know that we're not just helping that child, but their children, and to be able to go on and see great things for their future.
It's so inspiring to hear these success stories, especially when these kids grew up without birthday parties or Christmas celebrations. But it reminded me of something you mentioned when we were speaking earlier before the interview about how Realities throws Christmas parties for these kids. Would you mind sharing a little bit more about that?
We work with so many, obviously we're with all the children that are in foster placement, kinship care placement, group home facilities, that sort of thing. And we're able to provide all the Christmas parties for these kids that are in those out-of-home placements. This year, we'll be providing Christmas parties collectively with our different partners and programs to about 1,200 children in our community. So in addition to the gifts and the Bikes for Tykes and the youth activities, just being able to enjoy that moment of a Christmas party and being still and fed and happy is a really big deal. So thank you for bringing that up. And that's something that our business members and our donors and everybody that gives a nightlight helps us to make sure that we're doing, because to be able to serve thousands of children in December, we really need a community coming together, and we're pushing hard right now for everybody to help us continue to bring that light into these children's lives. So thank you for all your work you're doing. And on Blue Christmas to the big blue tree, which, as your listeners may or may not know, blue is the international color for child abuse prevention. So if you do go down to see the Nightlights tree in the corner of Mulberry and College, every top of every hour from 5 to 9 p.m. is the show. It's about a 15-minute light show. It's amazing. But in between each show is 45 minutes of silence, and it's the Big Blue Tree, and that is about bringing awareness to the issues of child abuse in our community.
Well, thank you again for coming in. I know we here at Townsquare are so excited to be even just a small part of helping these children during the holiday season. I appreciate it, Craig.
Thank you for letting me share it, and I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, and thank everyone who's helped us with Bikes for Tykes, Santa's Workshop, even the Tree Drive, all of our business members like Townsquare Media, and of course our Nightlights donors that help us to keep reaching further every year. So thank you.
Again, that was Craig Secher, the president of Realities for Children, coming in to talk about Townsquare Cares Blue Christmas, which is our campaign to help Realities for Children with their Nightlights fundraiser. If you would like to become a sponsor or donate and help a child out of the darkness of abuse, you can find that information on our apps or websites or visit giveanightlight.com.